What did you purchase as an adult because you could never have it as a child? A metal detector. I always wanted one as a kid. But my dad said I'd use it a handful of times. Then it would sit and collect dust forever. I bought myself one. And it turns out that my dad was right. Aw man. I could name multitudes. I have been very blessed since I got married. But the main thing I do now is buy multiples of various grocery items we buy regularly to just keep the house stocked. When we open the last one, I go out and buy 2 or 3 more. Something about just knowing you have it available is comforting. Growing up, we never bought anything unless we were out of it. Ice cream cake. My sister was a spring baby. She got ice cream cakes. I never got ice cream cakes because it's hot for my birthday and my mother said they'd melt too quick. Now I get my own damn ice cream cakes. I don't care if they melt. Clothes that fit. Privacy. Expansive Lego sets. The gigantic pack of Crayola crayons just took me 65 years. Open mouth smile. And I love them. I grew up in a home where my parents practiced a religion that said you can't seek medical help or go to doctors. I always wanted the operation game and a pretend doctor's bag like my friends had. When I became a parent, my child received a play doctor's kit and the operation game for Christmas one year. Basketball hoop for my son me. Comfortable shoes growing up with flat feet and parents who didn't want to shell out a lot of money for shoes meant that I wore uncomfortable tennis shoes for years. That's why as soon as it was warm enough and sometimes not, I would wear flip-flops because they didn't hurt my feet. My husband makes sure my shoes fit comfortably because when we met, my one comfortable pair was falling apart because I was so broke I couldn't afford shoes. He took me shoe shopping as a date and bought me comfortable shoes. All the current gaming consoles. Feels good, man. Ran away at 18, tried on my first pair of jeans and cut my hair to the shoulder blades. Giant-sized plushies, some of which are nearly as big as I am. A crap ton of tacky Christmas decorations. Clothes and Lunchables. We were far too poor for Lunchables or new clothes. I'm 35 now and recently I bought like 4 Lunchables. I had some lady with her kid in her cart say they just love these, don't they? I'm like, what? Oh yay, definitely, even though I don't have children. They're all for my fat ass LMAO. Concerts. My parents refused to let me see my favorite singer when I was like 15 because it was in the big city. So a few years ago, I went and saw her live here and then drove to see her again 3 hours away the next night, and it was amazing. The fastest internet I could buy in my area. A Game Boy. Yup, being an adult is awesome. A motorcycle. And then another motorcycle. And another and another. And next year for my 50th birthday, I am getting a motorcycle. Therapy. Birthday cake when it's no one's birthday. Sugar cereals. Honey Nut Cheerios were sugar cereals in my growing up household. Cable TV if it wasn't PBS. It wasn't allowed. New mattresses. A video game. Desserts at restaurants. A dog. The big lemonade tanker mug thing from the carnival. Soda with sugar. My dad developed hypoglycemia after hepatitis B, so the whole family drank diet. Some of them were so awful. Naturally. Once I was in college, I went hog wild. I have since controlled myself, but I will never forget my first experiences. I have quite a few siblings, so whenever we went somewhere, beach, fair, festival, amusement park, it was very much a vibe of okay, we paid to be here. And we brought sandwiches. And we're not wasting money on games. As a child-free adult, I relish wasting $1 on a boardwalk claw machine. Or $40 to rent a Surrey for an hour. It's really good for me inner 9-year-old. A box of 64 crayons. A cat. Removal of my impacted wisdom teeth and Invisalign. Clothes and food. Grew up poor. Buying clothes and food seemed like such a luxury. I love it. Smiling face with hearts. A comfortable temperature inside my home. Honestly, so many things. But the one that felt more like an achievement is one of the cheapest ones. I remember asking for a super soaker to Santa for like 7 years. Last year I got my kids and myself a few of them and it made me tear up. I can give them the childhood I couldn't have. A $100 Nerf gun. A can of chocolate icing. I always wanted to eat a spoonful right from the container. And damn it, I finally did. Braces. Safety. Candy. I love candy. I don't get it much anymore, but when I really had my own money and enough for small treats, I ate a metric fuckton of candy. It was to the point where my girlfriend was like, "Hey man, you gonna keep eating candy? There might be too much of you to love." Kirby's Adventure for the NES. A horse. All the books I want. And Hello Kitty merch, which was so hard to find in the US when I was a kid, are crazy expensive and had to wait until I could get things in Hong Kong when I visited relatives. And going out to eat. Any beverage I want. Hot beverage cup with straw pouring liquid beverage box. I am this pinching hand close to buying a Stretch Armstrong. I wasn't allowed to have one as a kid because it was a boy's toy. I have always been pretty feminine. I just thought they were cool. Loudly crying. Not what I buy myself, but I make sure my kid has plenty of money for the book fair. Cheese. Cheese in our house was Velveeta except at Xmas. I love good cheese. Lots of fast food. Dogs. A whole pizza for myself. A computer. I always wanted my own computer since they began to be ubiquitous in most middle-class homes in the 90s. I was poor when my mom died. I was 22. In college. Her disability was approved 6 months after her death. They dispersed the back pay to me, about $3,000. I immediately bought a kick-ass MSI laptop computer. It was as great as I'd imagined. I took that thing everywhere, haha. Good healthy food. I buy seafood, vegetables, and steak every single freaking week. Captain Crunch. Horseback riding lessons. Every retro Jordan I wanted. A therapist for one low copay. An entire room of toys collectibles. I'm in my 50s lol. X200B. Definitely has something to do with my childhood lol. One of those balloons with another balloon of Mickey Mouse from Disneyland. Food with flavor. I grew up in housing association flats and having a small garden is still amazing to me. I put out a range of feeding stations with different feeds near the shrubs. So the birds have cover if they want it. And love watching greenfinches, blue tits, robins, goldfinches, etc. Occasionally you get a circle of life moment when a sparrowhawk grabs a wood pigeon and eviscerates it on the lawn. But that's the majesty of nature. A dog. A black kitty. I have lots of allergies, so my parents never let me have a cat. My allergies are awful, but she's the sweetest thing ever. Fucking everything. Comic books, regular books, MTG cards, nice clothes, shoes, video games, and Legos. A case of Pop-Tarts.